Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So you guys may know already that today is Tuesday. I have my day off. Yeah, I hope you guys are going to settle in, grab your snack, grab something to drink. Hopefully I will not make this video too long. I'm just going to be doing my makeup and talking with you. All the things that I'm going to use are going to be in the description box. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a life update, but then also just kind of keeping things short but to the point, hopefully. I'm a little bit under the weather as we speak, but I want to do what I promised, and I'm a person of just keeping my promises unless something really, something really out of the way just happened unexpectedly. So without further ado, let's get started. Come on in. Let's go. All right, how y'all doing today? So I don't know quite how to start this. I'm very new to showing or telling my sort of my life on screen, I guess YouTube or any kind of platform. I'm one of those people that likes to keep things private and kind of just let God work through me and, just do all what I can do, and what I can't do, I just let God have his way to do. I am a very much believer in Christ. I know a lot of people may say that, but for me, I have a relationship with him, and it's just a really good thing to have. That being said, this past year, I want to say, is that enough? Yeah, I think that's enough. Oh my gosh, how do I even start this? This is so new for me. Okay, so, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat too much, but I do want to get to the point. So, last year, I did start my job becoming a CNA and working in the hospital. I won't go too much detail into all the hospital things because as a CNA, quote unquote, future LPN, thank you very much, that's what I'm going to school for. We're under a code, so I protect that code. My thing is, where's my brush? I've been working at this hospital for about a year now, and a lot of things has been going on. So I decided to go back to school, and so I could get my LPN. So I've been doing 12 hours at work, and from 7 to 7 in the morning, 7 p.m. to 7 in the morning. So whole 12 hours, sometimes about 12 and a half hours, depending on, because we have to do report for the next shift. So while we're doing that, and it gets really crazy and hectic, I'm trying to get out of there and make sure I got gas in the tank, make sure, my car's okay. I'm always checking around my car because where I park, it's around, a lot of parking spaces are, but I always check my tires because sometimes you can have those flat tires you are not prepared for because you just are not financially ready for that. But on the contrary, you know how sometimes those unexpected things happen, and you hate when that happens, but I always check that out, and I check that, then I get in my car, put my things in the car, and I'm off to go into school. So where I live is an hour away from where I work. So traveling an hour is really, I want to say about 54 to 57 minutes for where I live. But you have a lot of lights all the way, pretty much an hour in that distance. So you're waiting for lights to change, and then you got cops around, so you're trying to beat that. So it's pretty much an hour where I work from where I live. So doing the distance with that, I'm trying to make sure I make time to get there, and I always try to get there on time, which I am. We don't have to clock in until about 6:38, but I'm usually there I'm usually at the place of work like around probably no later than 5:30 and in the evening. So I'm usually sitting out in my car, you know, just looking on my phone, make sure I can get to things, and checking out Instagram or my Facebook, or just looking at YouTube shorts or something, or cooking things, or something that, you know, I could get healthy, some new ideas. So I'm also thinking about like my class, my anatomy class. And if you guys have ever taken anatomy in school, oh my gosh, that is a hard class. I wish I had taken it when I could, but I mean at the time I didn't need it. And this has been like 12, 13 years ago since I was in college. So and I'm going back to the same college that I went to years ago. So I mean the college is not new, but like they've updated a lot of things, so which is good. I got different teachers now, and they like to teach things differently, so you're trying to understand their techniques and all the things. Oh, I like this foundation. Why am I not using it more? Got a lot of foundation there, but anywho, there's, you know, you kind of learning their techniques and, you know, how they like to do things. And, you know, you're trying to pass the classes, and anatomy is so hard. This teacher has you do a lot of vocabulary, which is not just one test. We do cover like this first part, it's like chapter 1 and chapter 2. There's 2 chapters you have to learn and study. There's vocabulary, there's like test questions and all the things. So there's like another program that we use, and we do like a test on each chapter, which kind of helps. But like when we get to another section or another part of testing, she kind of divides it up in a way, I want to say. So we have like an individual test on another program, and then like chapter 2 on another. It's like separate, if that makes sense. So when we do a regular test, we have like a practice test. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call in the midst of my videoing. I'm so sorry. Oh, how rude. Anyway, we get like a test, and on the first 2 chapters, so it's vocabulary on both chapters, and there's like this stack load of index cards that I have for each chapter, and it is like that thick, and it's like you have the words, and I do like the meanings of it that simplifies it. So chapter 1 is like this thick of like a whole stack of index cards. Like it's, I want to say, what is it, 250 of index cards? It's pretty much that plus some of another pack. So you got chapter 2, the same thing. So I have like those 2 to work on, and then sometimes the class it goes, she does like, is it 2 chapters at a time, or it's 3 or 4 chapters at a time. So it's like chapter 3, 4, and 5 are together. That's vocabulary words you have to remember, and then it's any other questions, you know, that she could possibly throw at you, and you're trying to learn and study and all the things, and it's going crazy. And for me at the time, it was a 16-week class, and this past spring anyway. So while you're doing that, you're learning vocabulary at some point, and then you're learning, try to understand each chapter of what you read. So that's really tough. And then she throws practice tests on you that you go on your computer, and it's kind of monitored. So we're like, you guys are watching me, I'm doing a practice test, and it's like a video camera to make sure you don't have any notes, no books or notes or anything like that with you. So yeah, it's like recording, like webcam recording you. So that's fun. Sometimes I need my notes to kind of do that, but like I'm trying to remember so much as I can. By the by, I am at work trying to get some studying done when I'm not getting my patients, excuse me, calling me all the time. But you know, I do a lot for other patients and stuff, and I love my patients dearly. But I'm like, when we have a certain time to, like we get vitals at work, and we do all the things that what our patients need, and I make sure that they have what they need. We clean them up, all the things, and It's been a little bit of a time, because sometimes you pray for things not to happen in the worst way, but then it does. So you're doing your best you can, but there's like some period in the time, I'm gonna say between, maybe we get vitals like around 7:30 after we get our reports from our first shift. So it's like 7:30 ish, and we try to finish everything by at least 8:30. So within the midst of that, sometimes you were still on your feet, taking care of patients. You're providing snacks if they need one, and sometimes they just have gotten their dinner. We give them snacks, we do their vitals, give them ice water, whatever we need to do, and then it's, I want to say, maybe we get like a little time to try, because we have like a little thing, a little device, we plug everything in, make sure the nurses are notified if something was not right. So while we're doing that, I'm just gonna put this little bronzer on. Let me just finish this up and then I won't be. Okay, sorry about that. I'm like, so it's hard to try to talk and do your makeup at the same time, because you end up just talking so much and then not applying. So forgive me for that. I'm kind of new with this sort of content with me. Anyway, the main thing is I'm doing my job, and it's a little hard to try to do what you need to do, as far as like you're going back and forth. So you're on your feet pretty much until probably 9:30. From 7:30 to about 9:30 sometimes, you are up and doing all the things for other people. So I'm generally that kind of person. I don't mind helping you out, and that's kind of the love of my career with that. So we get vitals like around 7:30, about like 3 times, like 7:30 and 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. So in between those times, we are, you know, we're doing what we need to do for our patients. And sometimes there's like a quiet, peaceful night, and then sometimes it's just crazy. And if you're a nurse or nurse aide, you know. So it's a lot, but you know, it's still rewarding because I get to meet different people. Sometimes we have the same people that we have throughout the week, and you know, that's just really a fun thing. You get to meet these people, and they're going through a lot, so it makes anything that you ever go through so small. And then like there's things you're talking about, because some of my patients, they are like, how's school going, and how's, you know, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing all right. And a lot of times I'm like, help me. You know, oh my gosh, it's a time, but you know, I put on a brave face. I'm moving, I'm doing, I'm being. I mean, my ankles swell up so much, and my body hurts because you're lifting people and all the things, but you know, you do what you gotta do, and it's not a problem. So, you do what you gotta do. But most of the time, when there's a quiet time, when it's not as busy and everybody's supposed to be resting and things like that, I try to get some studying in. So I'm usually on computer after charting everything, and I usually am on my computer and I'm just studying my vocabulary or whatever else I need to know for a future test upcoming, you know, because you know, after I leave from work, I'm pretty close to where my college is, so I'm like about 10 minutes away from my college, so that's kind of how far, you know, how short distance it is. So it's not like the longer drive to school, it's just longer time to drive to work. So I'm trying to, like, tired as I don't know what, but we're moving, we're pushing on. And I had time to maybe go back home to change my shoes, my sneakers out, and put on some flatter shoes because my feet hurt. And I like to try to have enough time to do that. And I go back out, lock the door, go to school, and here's my powder. I like to, you know, I try to get to class, and I'm usually on time for that. So I'm sitting looking at my book or looking at notes and getting ready for whatever she has for us to do that day. Try to keep my eyes open in class. That's just a lot. So usually with that, we're learning different things, like going through the PowerPoints that we go through. We have like a PowerPoint through all the each chapter that we go through, and for the most part, that's really good. So she explains a lot of details within each I would say every chapter, every section that there is. So there's like, you know, chapter 1, there's like 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, all the sections that go into that chapter, and then there's 2, 2.1, 2.2, all the things. So for the most part, we're going that and trying to make notes. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a good note taker. I tried. This one, I think, and she's a kind of teacher. God bless her, she's a doctor, so she knows a lot about this. She's a doctor of, like, just of, what do you call it? It's pretty much of anatomy, the whole body of it. So she has a doctorate into it, but she talks so fast, guys. Oh my gosh. I mean, you got some YouTubers here that talk really fast. I don't try to talk that fast because I want you to kind of know what I'm doing and kind of explain the best way I can. So for me, I don't feel like I'm that slow, but I'm like, slow down a minute. Let me write something that makes sense in there what you just said, because what? Did you catch that? I'm looking at other students and I'm like, did you catch that? So I'm like, okay. So I finally decided to upload an app. By the way, I'm not getting any sponsors yet, but if you ever get the app Otter, I think it's Otter AL, oh my God, lifesaver. So I could put that on my phone, make sure my phone is charged, tap that little app, and it records everything she says. So just in case I missed it or couldn't get my notes, it's right on there, and it just does everything. It puts like a summary. It gives you, it gives you the detail of what she just said, and it puts it in summary. Best thing since sliced bread. Okay, my little brain is working the best way it can, but it's tired after 12.5 hours. I mean, you do get a break sometime at work, sometimes you don't. Oh my God, that's enough time to chew food, maybe your arm off. I don't know, but oh my goodness, it is a time. So like trying to understand where she's coming from, and then she's like, okay, you have homework in the other program, so we do that, and it's, she gives us enough time to do it. So it's like we do that and trying to enough time to do different things. Then she says, okay, I have practice tests on there for you, so it just kind of getting there, make sure you kind of understand. So it doesn't count for a lot, but it counts for something. But your tests are more, they count more. So I think your test is like 25 or 25% more, I think it is. And so you're trying to get everything, learn everything, and trying to make sure you can have enough time allotted for that. And when I get off from school, I'm like, okay, I have to be at work in a couple hours. Let me get a little bit of sleep so I can actually put down what I just heard, or just, get everything together. So I get home, I'm like, let me just take a nap. I got my notes, but I can kind of go over them, but let me get a nap. I get about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I have a little timer on my phone to where I could charge it like an alarm system on your clock. So I put it for the time I need to be up so I can kind of eat something. And because I don't eat anything like in the mornings anymore. So because my mornings is like 2 o'clock, like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's where I can never get a break in if we do. So that's kind of where my eating is. So like I usually wait like another 12 hours. So if I ate like my lunch or my dinner, it's like around 1:30, 2 o'clock. And you get like 30 minutes allotted for a break. So by the time you do that, you get back to your desk, you're charting, you get a little time to take a deep breath before going around and doing everything. So it's about like 2:50. You're getting your bags, and that's like different trash bags and linen bags. You're getting that all together, make sure you can find your machine so you can do all your things. You're going, getting ready for 3 o'clock. So you're doing that. So you probably have a good 20, maybe 30 minutes to try to get some studying done on things that you were trying to do in the first place, with your studying time. So you're trying to get some time in to, can at least get an hour of studying while everybody's sleeping. And no rapids, no codes, all the things. So you're doing that. But while you're home, you are taking a 2 hour and 15 minute, maybe 17 if I squish it up, maybe 5 more minutes of sleeping. And I tell you, when I hit that pillow, sometimes my mind is running so fast I can't even think straight. It's like, do this, do that. Okay, we got to learn this. Maybe she's going to say, just remember to do all your vocabulary, but then look at some questions, because we're not quite sure how she's going to throw questions at us. So we got that to worry about. So we're looking at that. We're trying to take notes. We're trying to keep up with what she's saying in class and remember details, and trying to understand where she gets her questions from, and because it's from the book, but we're not quite sure like how she's going to answer them, because she gets her test questions from something else. So yeah, my sleep has been so off. My eating has been very off. Sometimes I'm not hungry. I'm scared because I have a little bit of, well, I won't say a little bit, I have pretty much a lot of, I have like a few autoimmune diseases, and my system is just, it can go haywire. And there's a little thing that we didn't learn in this class that I will never forget. A lot of things I'll try not to ever forget, but for the most part, there's a thing called sympathetic and parasympathetic. I'm not like trying to like teach you anything, but like if I'm going to teach you this, one quick thing you should know is, if you don't know, there's a name for the stress. There's that fight and flight that's going on in your body. So you guys may already know this, but it's called sympathetic. It's that stress hormone that just goes in your body, that you are just, I want to say like you are just on a little rat race on that spinning wheel, and you are just so stressed. Your body cannot tell what kind of stress it's under. It just knows it's stress. And sometimes stress is good for you, but when you are so up here, and you are going haywire, okay, it's like your body can't tell, okay, I'm going crazy, but is that normal? No, it's not normal. Okay, let's push through. Your immune system starts saying things to you. Your gut is a second skin to you. It's like your second brain, second skin, second brain, however you want to put it. And for me, I have to listen to that second gut. Okay, I have to listen to that second part of your body, because this is like, it'll override it in a minute. And I'm somebody who is, I can get kind of overwhelmed a little bit, but then also I can be like, okay, I can take a pill and try to calm down. But then if I said somebody is like worried about me, which nobody is, and I'm trying to get through, I got to do this, I got to do that. So, okay, let me just calm down for a minute, do meditation a little bit, try not to fall asleep this time, because I'm usually good with my meditations. I haven't done that in a while now, so that's lagging. But for the most part, trying to relax, and then it's like, okay, your body's saying, okay, you're listening to me, you're doing something now. But it's like, okay, are we better yet? Because we got to do this. We're just running. And that's not really good for your body. But sometimes you don't listen. I listen, but it's like for short term when it comes to that. And my body will be like, girl, do you not know what you have been through the last 10, 11 years? And we know we don't want to get back to that. Do you remember? Do you want to go back to that? And long story short on that, I had an ileostomy bag, and my Crohn's had really just hit the fan. Stress on top of stress, and then, losing my mother at the time, and dealing with a whole lot of other things just sent my system out of whack. I was just in a not fun time, and I'm dealing with this all by myself in my apartment, and no family around, no friends that I knew of at the time. And you tend to have some friends, but then you lose them. You guys know about that. Can't hang with them anymore. And I'm always a quiet person. I tend to be by myself a lot. I'm never a problem with that. I'm quiet, and I stay to myself, and I don't bother you, you don't bother me. I'll say hi when you say hi. I'm generally a nice person, and sometimes that gets the best of me, because I feel like I have that good heart, and I wear my heart on my sleeve because I generally care about you. And I tend to not get emotional, but I won't say attached either. But I'm like, okay, well, she's feeling bad, like, talk to me. Like, if you want to talk, I'm here. I could be going through hell and back, but you'll never know if I don't show it. And I think I tend to have that poker face sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it's like, yeah, you could tell it. Your eyes tell the whole story, okay? My eyes will not lie to you, and neither will I. I just think that wastes too much time. I try to be as honest as I can. And like for me, you know, if you want honesty, don't come to me. I'm quiet, but you really want my opinion? Really? Are you sure? I mean, I won't sugarcoat it, but I'm not going to be out there to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? I'm respectful and adorned to that. Does that make sense? So I'm really adorned to that. I respect that. But I'm not going to be condescending to you either. You know, I feel like there's too many people out there that kind of give you that, oh, hi, how you doing kind of hug, and they just lightly pat you, you know? Like, I'm not saying be all up on me, but like, you know, come here, it's okay. We'll get through this together, you know? I just always have that persona about me, and sometimes that can be taken for granted. Let me get finished with this because I'm going to be talking to you guys to death right now. I can always see that happening because I don't get to vocabulary this out a little bit. So let me finish up a little bit and we get ahead of a little bit more on this. Okay, I'm back now. I'm sorry about that. I had to kind of get some things created on the face here. Okay, what I was saying before, I'll just kind of wrap it up on this part. I usually wear my heart on my sleeve, and I give my heart where I can, and sometimes that gets like taken for granted or taken advantage of. And I try not to get a person, you know, try to be that person that gets taken advantage of. But like if I see you in need, the best I can do, I'll try to do the best that I can do and try to help you out. But like, you have to help yourself out too. You know, it can't just be me always doing it for you. Otherwise, you'll lose your own confidence and you'll lose yourself. And that's really not a good combo. I'm there to help you if I can, but like, let me see what you can do and I'll help you the rest of the way. You know, what's happening. I mean, I don't have a lot. I'm still a CNA. I'm paying my way through school right now, and everything's coming out of one check. And things are just kind of going so fast the older you get. So I live quietly. I don't share my life with a lot of people because I feel like, you know, a lot of people are not there for you. And for the longest time, even at this age now, 45, thank you God for letting me see that long. I hope to live another 45 years and even more. But I feel like there's a lot of things that you learned about yourself, and the more you get a hold of it and understanding why you do those things, it's like light bulb. You know, we can't do the same things that we used to do. And we have to change that in order to be better. You know, women or men, you know, we have to learn how to do better for that. There's times that I push myself a lot. I'm not going to lie. I don't have anything else in my bag right now, thank you God. But I've been healed from that. But I still deal with other symptoms of things sometimes. So I do have RA. I have joint issues. So I still get out and work the best I can. Still do for other people and still study. I take infusions every 6 weeks. We're trying to deal with that with my doctors. So I do what I can even while I'm feeling crappy. No other way to say that. But if anything, if I could show you by action, not just by words, I feel like that just blesses me. Because I never understand like why I get a lot of people, even my patients, that, you know, we'll share each other's stories, and it's like, how are you doing that? Like, you're such a brave girl. And I'm like, me? Are you kidding? This is normal for me. You know, I'm working. I limp a little bit when my feet are swollen or everything, but I still get my job done. I'm running back and forth, driving back and forth, and I get called brave. I get called, oh, you're such a sweetheart. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, really? I just don't see that. You know, a lot of people like that, thank you, but I don't see that. I mean, I'm not a hard person, but I'm like, I just don't see that. But if I'm showing any positivity like that, then okay, then thank you so much. That means a lot, because I'm doing something positive that you see, and, you know, it's resonating. And that's like, you know, sometimes you can do what you can do, sometimes you can't. But, you know, you see somebody trying and not waiting for somebody to give them things. You know what I mean? You go out and work for them. That's me. Like, I don't wait for anybody to give me something. Like, I work hard, no matter what the situation is. And I tire, but, you know, I still get it done. I try to do what I can and learn the best I can. That being said, September last year, I was in my first car wreck. That was just, honestly, I don't know how in the world, but maybe I do. But I feel like God had his hands on me. Quick thing, let me finish this eye. I feel that's gonna be a moment. Let me finish these eyes. Okay, so I'm back. I finished up my eyes. I didn't do my mascara yet, but we're just gonna kind of go through this really quick. So I left off at me having a very bad accident. So, oh, sorry about that. So I was in a big car accident last year in September, and I was trying to get to a doctor's appointment, and really, I had made a phone call because my doctor's appointments are literally an hour and a half away from where I am. And because I have a different insurance company, they just, you know, they have to allow you to, I won't get into too much details, but they have this policy where if it's over 75 miles, you have to get it approved. So with that being said, I didn't have a problem with getting my rides from them to get to my doctor's appointments, and for the most part, you know, everything has been pretty good, you know, not a problem. But these last few times, it was tough because I'm like, look, I'm having issues with my stomach, and like, why would I would try to go to like clinic, like urgent care or something. They don't deal with the stomach issues that I have, because they always say, well, just contact your doctor and, you know, do that. I'm like, well, I'm trying to, but I'm like, is there anything that you think you could give me or, you know, help out with? Because, I mean, I have to be very careful with what I take. So my stomach just doesn't allow a lot of certain pills. So long story short, I took it upon myself, as tired as I was, working like pretty much the weekend, because I work every other weekend, and I'm like, I have to go. Like, I'm tired. I've had it. I'm having issues that I'm very familiar with, but it wasn't as bad as what I experienced before, but I'm having issues. I need this seen now. I don't play with my gut health after what I just, you know, been through years ago. I don't want anything repeating like that. And it wasn't to that point, but I didn't want to get it to that point. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm just an advocate of gut health. You have to take care of yourself. And for me, a lot of times, like, I'll be honest, a lot of things I can just kind of swipe and be like, look, okay, you got to slow down, but you have to, you know, you got to take care of yourself. But like for this, like, I'm hurting, but it's not that bad. I'm like aware, like, okay, before I leave at the house, how am I feeling? Am I okay while I'm tired? Or mostly my tiredness is not just tired, it's very fatigued. So I'm like, well, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, but, you know, we got to push on. So this time it was like I didn't listen, and I think somehow God sent me a message or now, I mean, take this with a grain of salt here. I think because I was tired and I knew how determined I am, and I'm a very determined person, you know, being sick or whatever, I try not to let that ever stand in my way. To try to take care of myself, or to at least try to get where I need done. Because if I've tried A, B, C, and D and that ain't working, like, okay, look, I got to take this in my hands. I'm like, Lord, help me, guide me. You know, I'm like, Lord, this is not even like the devil trying to, you know, stampede. This is like me and my own selfishness. Like, I got to take care of this because I got to go to work. I'm fulfilling a dream that, you know, that I didn't even know if I could reach or not. But now that I know it's available for me, even, you know, for that, you know, we got to take care of this. So for the most part, I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I really don't need to go, because this is like an hour and a half ago, and luckily for me, it wasn't too much traffic, but I'm like, I just got to go. And I'm like holding my stomach, driving, trying to. But before I left, a friend of mine came by, and she was coming by to talk with me. I'm like, okay, I got a time limit here. So, I mean, I could rest for a minute, but I can't. But it was like she came by at an opportune time, and she was like, how you doing? She sat and talked. I'm like, we're sitting talking. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, hi, nice to see you. Okay, we're talking. We're good. I'm like, I'm really so tired. Like, I really can't go do anything right now. But I have to go to the doctor's myself. I've got to take care of this. But she stayed for maybe good 10, 15 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, I know this has to be a sign, but I got to go anyway. So I got dressed. And is this like literally on the day of my day off? And I'm like, I got to go. I had to do this. But I'm getting in that car. Somehow she was sort of I want to say a device or just a blocking, if you will, for me not to go, but I didn't see it or didn't listen to it. And lo and behold, I was so tired. I was literally not too far. Like, I went past 30 minutes and I did okay. I was still tired, but I did okay with the first 30 minutes of the drive. Went to about 40 minutes and I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm going to be a little bit late. Like, you know, I'm not literally around the corner, but I'm not too far away from you because they allowed 15 minutes, you know, for you to be late. So I'm like, okay, I should be there within that time frame, but maybe I knew it was going to be a little bit longer, but I'm like, I should be there in a little bit. No, I even pulled over like at a nearby gas station. And I'm like, okay, I'm good at gas, but that didn't happen. So I'm like, I'm so like at the where I parked on the side in a little shade area, and I'm like just drifting and so tired. I'm like, okay, Lord, we gotta go. And it's hot too. Like, it gets hot here in North Carolina. Like, I'm just so knocked out tired. And I had the windows down. Like, I better be careful if I nap over here because people are crazy now, and I just gotta be careful with that. So I'm like, okay, I'm fighting sleep here. That's where that sympathetic comes in. Fight and flight. The parasympathetic is rest and digest. Yeah, didn't do that until after the fact. So yeah, I went on ahead. I was like, okay, I'm awake now. It's like driving with your eyes open like this. I had the shades on, but I'm like, come on, girl, come on. Did that, didn't even get to the point, and I had to pull over again. And I said, well, look, I'm not completely on my way. I'm gonna have to reschedule this because I'm literally like looking at my phone in the directions, like, so many minutes away. I can't remember. Long story short, I pull over, had to make another appointment, which I should have done in the first place, but it didn't. Like I said, I'm very determined, very stupid, but I was determined. This is my gut health we're talking about here. But did that and had to pull over, and I'm on my way home. I get halfway down the street and I'm like, don't even know what happened, and I went just shut down. I'm apparently driving still, wasn't hurt or anything. I'm locked down, shut eyes, nothing. Nobody's in the car with me, thank God. I'm driving, and I'm like, what in the world? And I wake up as if somebody just tapped me, and I'm literally over to the side, and I'm like stopping based on other things. So I wind up in a big car accident, but not with another car. It was off to the side. So roads were clear as day, nothing going on, like no traffic, thank the God. Like, what are you doing on the road? Why am I on the road like this? But I knew it had to be nothing but God. And I'm like, Lord, forgive me. This is the craziest thing I have ever done, and had a meaning for it. But sometimes you just shouldn't do that. And I was you guys. I was not drunk. I don't drink. I don't do that. But like, honey, let me tell you, life is short. Don't do what I did. I will never do that again, of course. I have no friends to help me, to take me anywhere. I don't have a shoulder to lean on, to go with. And the last time I tried to ask for some help, I did wind up getting somebody to take me to a grocery store. But that's all they will do. They will leave you stranded, okay? They will leave you. That you don't call them back to, no. They'll get you there, but they won't come back. So this is where it takes you to do your things by yourself. Granted, stupidest things, but you do what you got to do, and it's crazy, but here I am today. I thank God for it, and it's all because I was so tired, overworked, underpaid, but still thankful. I wasn't hurt, but my car is all smashed, and that has been nothing but the hands of God. So I know this is a long video, about almost 40 minutes, so let me finish up my face. But I just want to tell you, God is real, God is good. I'm sure you guys wouldn't do this, but you never know what kind of circumstances you are in. But I feel like if you got good friends out there, do right by them. Okay, like I'm the idiot here. I admit it. But I have no excuse. I'm not gonna give you an excuse, but do the best you can, but don't get hurt out there. Stay clear of people like me on the road, but I won't be doing that again. But let me finish this up. Okay, so lo and behold, here's the finished face. But I hope you guys don't stop subscribing to me because of this story. I'm not perfect, but I mean I have learned my lessons in a lot of ways. But I just want to let you guys know it's not very easy for me to tell my story like this online and it be online for that, but I do want to let you guys know, I mean, I'm okay, and the last thing I ever want to do is get on the road and hurt somebody, because that's not my MO. That's not who I am. If I knew that I hurt somebody on the road, I would rather it be me and not anybody else, because that's just not me. I don't like knowing. I still deal with that every day. That's like a flashback for me every single day of my life. I just cannot deal or even handle the fact that I could have hurt somebody out there. And I know God has forgiven me, but the thing is, I don't know if I forgive myself. I still deal with that daily, but you know, thank God I'm still here, and I try to live my life every day the best I can, healing and trying to take care of myself. When I know that I'm tired, I have to pull back a little bit. I can't miss any more any days of work, but the days that I have off, yeah, I take them off. I do study. I just been running crazy with back and forth. When I have days off, I'm busy catching up on things I need to take care of, and then it's home, and then it's study, then it's sleep. And like for the days I have off, like every other weekend, I do get some sleep, but then it's like it's not enough. So, but the thing is, I'm getting a little bit better at that. I'm being mindful even more. So yeah, life is short. Be careful what you do out there, how you treat people, nurses, doctors, all the things. Your patients need care. You need care. I always have devoted my life to taking care of other people, and sometimes that can get in the way with you trying to take care of yourself. And when I'm determined like I am, like, you can't be there for everybody else if you can't take care of yourself. So that's the main thing of this whole thing. But I love you guys for listening. I hope you don't stop subscribing. When you want makeup ideas or looks or something like that, I'm here shopping my stash or any little things new. But don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you do. And I hope you like today's look. I will put what I used on my face today. Try to do a little peach and blue look kind of thing. Something. A little pink. Anyway, I love you guys for watching, and thank you so much. God bless. Bye.